So
Yeah.
how long did you spend working on, I guess, both your books?
It takes to write a book
Yes.
the way I write. It takes between 4 to 6 months to just write the book, right? And that's not, I don't consider it work because I love doing it and I find it's very good for me emotionally as it's a different type of creativity to YouTubes and blogs. It's a kind of like very solitary creativity. And it takes, for the way I write, 4 to 6 months, depending on the length of the novel, depending on how many stumbling blocks I have. And then there's probably another 2 months of editing, and that 2 months is working as hard at editing as I did with writing. Like, again, hours every day, hours and hours every day. And then when I've done all that and I'm happy with it, and I've done at least 2 passes of editing, I then pass it to a proofreader. That takes a couple of weeks to just go through it and make sure that I haven't done any stupid things like write the word shit instead of shirt, which I do all the fucking time. Just do that. And then when I've done that, I'll then read it one more time. And that's when I basically start working on the formatting. And that takes a little bit of time, like a couple of days of work on to get the formatting exactly right. And then I'll publish the print version and the digital version. Historically, I've always gone with Amazon's exclusivity deal. But I've had enough people asking me about itch that I've actually now released my books on itch.io, which meant I had to take a pay cut with Amazon. And as of yet, no one's bought it on itch, so I think I've been stitched by the internet. I'm trying to find the link now so I can find it.
This is why, look, you don't listen to people on the internet. They don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so at the moment, I've had a total of views of, oh my god, there's no totals here. So I've had 40 views over 2 days, right? And I've had a total of 6 sales. So, good job. Good job, I think.
There's a conversion rate there. Money.
I mean, yeah, there is a conversion rate there. And actually, I'm not going to tell, but that might have actually been a good decision. I'm looking at the money. That actually might have been a good decision, actually. Good job, Itch. I was right to listen to you. Yeah. Three people have bought both books. I don't know if they're the same people, but 6 in total.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that might actually. I was dissing that then because I expected no one to buy it, and actually, yeah, might have been a good investment.
What is the Amazon cut?
If you're with KDP, which is the Kindle Direct Publishing, which is their exclusivity deal, I get 75% of the total revenue. Right. If I'm not in an exclusive deal, I get 35%. 35%. Now, I'm the one that did all the fucking work there. I wrote the book. I thought they did nothing. They just go, So my initial response was, I'll take the big chunk. Fuck you. I'll take the big chunk. But I don't write for money. No one should write for money, but it is nice to get paid, even if the amount of money I earn off my book just covers next year's Amazon. Like, if it just covers next year's subscription to Word and whatever other writing software. Like, if it just covers the software, it's not a bad payoff. And I like telling my stories. Like, as you can tell from the law post, I have a lot to say about things, right? So I really enjoy doing that, right? So it was never about the money. But you may as well take the big money if it's on offer. You may as well take the bigger cut, right? And then I got a few emails, not loads, but I got enough people email me that I was like, I should probably make an effort. I should probably give them what they want. And the only way to get out of Amazon's exclusivity deal is to take the pay cut and then go to Itch. I'm out of that. I'm also going to put on the Barnes & Noble store, the Nook store, I think it is, and stuff. So I'm going to put all the places now, just put it out there. But my theory was, most people are buying it on Amazon anyway, so I might as well just give it to them where they want. What I forgot there was that I have a history of being part of the open source community. Lots of my friends, lots of the people in my Discord are in open source, and they want DRM free. So even though I had it on Amazon at DRM free, they just didn't want to go to Amazon, which I respect, and I'm not critical of that. That's totally reasonable. Which is why I was like, fine. And the third book, the second book in the series, which is my third published book, I'm going to put on Itch a day before Amazon.
Right.
I'm going to put an itch before Amazon. Not a lot before, just a day or so before. But like, I feel like I should just go, if you're going to do this, I'm going to reward you. Like, you can have it first, But yeah, I was unsure about doing it because I'm like, I'm taking a pay cut and I don't get a lot of money. And it's a difference. And again, they sell well. I've sold like a few hundred copies of each book.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like no one, but people are reading them, but we're not talking, I'm not J.K. Rowling. I'm not paying my mortgage,
Sure.
I'm buying video games and snacks, like
you're paying for Scrivener. You're paying for Word.
Yeah, I'm paying for Scrivener. I'm paying for Word, and this mouse, I guess technically. So it's not. You don't. And if you are someone, this is my bed. This is the advice after 3 books in, 2 published, right? An advice I have for people that want to be self-published authors, right? If you're doing it for the money, just stop now and go and get a job. Like, there is no money in it. There are thousands of books published on Amazon every year. It is entirely possible that you are a modern day Hemingway and you will never sell a book, right? It is also possible you'll be an absolute fucking hack like J.K. Rowling and you'll hit just the right people to sell 1 trillion books, right? But it's most likely that what will happen is you'll put your book out there and you'll make a couple of £100 and that's it. It's not worth the hourly rate. Like, once you look at how much work it takes to write a book, if you're doing it for any reason other than to tell your stories, you're misunderstanding what writing's about.
Right.
And those people that say you should go and get traditionally published, I don't think it's worth losing your creative control over the thing you wrote for the very small check they give you. But that's just my take on it. Maybe your mileage may vary, but there's a lot of work to find an agent. Then that agent will then put in a lot of work that is billable hours to publish your book. And then you'll publish it and they might go, here's $5,000, which sounds good, but then your agent fees are going to get taken out. And then you've still got to get a job and you're still in the same boat. You might as well just put your stories out there and let people read them. You're probably not going to be better off. That's my thoughts.
You have a paperback version of your book, yes?
Yes, it's on the shelf.
What is the process you went through to actually get that to be a
thing? I have to format it a very specific way for Amazon. And how that is when you go pages, they have to be offset to the left and right so that when they put the pages together, they're both away from the middle, right?
Right.
And that's called print formatting, right? There are lots of software that'll do that for you. Word can actually do that if you want to put the effort in, but it's a pain in the arse. I've been using Atticus for it, but Scrivener's got this built in as well. So you format it in a very specific way so the pages are offset. So one's to the left, one's to the right, one's to the left, one's to the right. So that, again, when you open it, what happens if you don't do it is you open your book, right, and you'll get the one side will be further towards the center than the other side, and that results in a weird look. You also want to make sure you pay attention to how big your page is going to be versus how close to the edge you go with your prints, right?
Right.
Lots of things you need to learn for that. But again, the software will help you. Once you've got your PDF, and they do want PDFs formatted properly, if you know if it's worked, if you hit page down, it goes bit, 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 bit left and right as you page down, because you go, what the fuck's that about? You know, when you've done that, you don't put a cover on it. You then go to Amazon and you go publish print book. So once you should already have your ebook set up at that point. You go do this. I'm going to add another format, and the format I'm going to add is print, right? And then it'll go, do you want a ISBN number? You do, because Amazon gives them you for free, so you'd be stupid not to. A book requires an ISBN number, which is for those of you that don't know, most people do, it's the number above the barcode on the back of the book, and it just says ISBN. It's a long number, right? That's how libraries order your book. So if you want your book to be available in libraries, it has to have an ISBN. Amazon will provide that for you, which is really nice of them, to be fair. They must do something for their money, I guess.
If they did provide that for you, how would you even go about getting that?
You can buy them. You can literally buy a job lot of ISBN. You can buy like 10 ISBNs for £100, and then you just go on the website, the Writing Bureau website, and you're like, this ISBN is linked to this book by me, and it's available from these places. And that's it. Okay. It's not hard. It's just money that you don't really want to spend. Like, you know, it's like 20 quid per number minimum is the cheapest. Obviously, Amazon just do it for free. But anyway, then you just go down, you put your cover on. Again, the cover has to be, you want front, spine, and back, and a very specific size with very specific dimensions. They give you like a template. By the way, their template was wrong. It was out by 5 pixels, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it annoyed the shit out of me. Anyway, so what I did was I made the page transparent, and I lined up my assets and that, so that when I make the cover transparent, I can see through it. I'm like, this all lines up. You then go, it's done now. Then they make you pay to send you a publisher copy, which is a copy of your book with not for resale printed across the front in big writing, which is super annoying because you like, what I paid for it, you fucks. Anyway, when you're happy with it, you go, do that. And then they just publish it. It just turns up on the Kindle store with your EPUB just as a second format. And if I was to do an audiobook, which I'm not planning on doing, but if I was to do an audiobook, the process is similar, but you just go through this other website and then it links back to Amazon. It's an Amazon-owned website, but they keep it separate because there's a lot of tooling involved.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. It's not difficult, and that's the process on Amazon. There are other ways to do that, and there are vanity presses where you can just go, like, I just want 10,000 of this book, go print them. Right. But you don't put, again, there's no money in writing for most people. So if Amazon are willing to do all the work, just let them. And someone goes, I want a print copy, but I don't want to go to Amazon. I'm like, here you go, print it yourself. Like that's your answer. Like I'll send it to you. You go get it printed yourself. I'm not doing it.